Hey, I have a bunch of Guilty Gear facts from being weird and also doing stuff on the Guilty Gear wiki. Here's a good chunk of them before I get dragged off to college again. To start off, let's talk about Faust's afro. Every character in the game has 3 lines for when the afro gets put on a character. There are 2 exceptions to this. Faust when he puts the afro on himself and he's not in the mirror match.
Can't get out. Can't move.
And Bedman. Instead of the usual 3, Delilah has 5 voice clips that she can choose from when she gets the afro.
Oh, fluffy.
Me too! A hair transplant?
How grown up. Is this permanent?
But also the bed itself has 3 voice clips for getting the afro. This means Ben and Delilah have a combined 8 voice clips for simply getting the afro put on them, which is more than any other character by far. Taking it to stages, let's talk about A Happy Family, the default stage of Faust, Bedman, and ABBA. This stage is based on French surrealist paintings, but I just want to point out 2 Easter eggs here. First is the one that everyone has seen. If you go back to the starting area after leaving it, this shadow guy shows up and points at you for a bit. The second is much more interesting. If you stand right here during this specific part of the background window animations, and then jump up, this girl is right here. The only reason I found this was because a data miner found the texture and I went out of my way to look for it. Not sure what the lore significance of it is, but it's cool. Hey, you guys remember Xrd? Here's your Slayer fact. In Xrd, lots of instakills have unique reactions for each character, sometimes even up to 3 per character. This is also true for Slayer's instakill, All Dead. For everyone except Answer, Raven, and Jacko, they only say Dandy. I don't know why this is because it's not like these are the last 3 characters added to the game. Characters added at the same time or even after them also have 3 lines. And all of these characters still have reactions for all the other instakills, even Zato's shitty awful one in this game. Maybe Daisuke just couldn't think of anything for these, I don't know. Here's something stupid. You guys know Happy Chaos's car? Did you know it has an actual name? It's only in one spot and barely anyone has seen it, in digital figures mode. You can get the model of the car and it's named Lilla Regan. Put that into Google Translate and it's Purple Rain in German. Neat. Speaking of Happy Chaos, his gun also has a name. In GG World and in a random dev backyard post, they named it Moonblade because of course he named his gun after a sword. On the fandom wiki, they have it listed as Crescent Moon, and it's just not called that. Thankfully, the good Guilty Gear wiki has it right, and I wonder who made that appropriate name change. Oh, well, look at that, it's me. Here's another Happy Chaos fact. If Happy Chaos and ABBA fight, then Paracelsus will go disgusted as he walks by him. Wow. Goldlewis has a mechanic where for one of his round win animations, he checks his watch to see how long the fight lasts. He has unique voice lines for all of these all the way from 0 to 99 seconds. The first couple second ones are basically impossible to hear in-game, so here they are.
And my time was 0 seconds? That's odd. My watch broken?
The White House Reborn is a stage based on the White House if it was an aircraft and shit. If you go to this part of the map, you'll see a bunch of portraits of people, but did you know that these are based on real US president portraits? You got Lyndon B. Johnson, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton.
And here's one that's the most unbelievable of all. It says, kill your friends, guilt-free.
And George W. Bush. Wow. I've never felt so patriotic before. Also, in this map, you can see these tiny little robot guys who were there in the story mode as guards, but here they're just carrying food out. Sharon, Slayer's wife, has had her most lines by far in Strive, but she actually has talked before that. In Xrd Sign, she has like 1 line in Slayer's arcade mode.
It seems.
Zato. He's alive?
The English cast for all the games before Strive never got credited in-game, but we do know the cast through insider sources for all the playable characters. For everyone else though, there's guesses, but we can't really know for sure. Sharon is probably voiced by Tara Platt if I had to guess, aka Milia in Xrd and Strive and Eno in Xrd. My reasoning is that it's just actually the same voice.
Good to see you too, Venom.
In Strive, they didn't credit who was voicing Sharon in English for a while. The Japanese and Korean VAs got shared way earlier. I thought it was gonna be Tara Platt again, but in the latest Developer Backyard Volume 17, they just dropped that she was voiced by Laura Stahl, aka Ramlethal.
It's over. Let's go.
Okay, this one I only realized super recently. So in the Guilty Gear universe, the main news station is called GNN. They only really showed up in a few story mode scenes, but that's what they're called. Now, Nagoriyuki's theme actually references them. It's such a small thing, but like it's kind of cool, right? Like I didn't expect them to actually, you know, give a shit like that. Here's the big one, okay. Exert and Stripe have this thing called GG World, which is basically this giant glossary guide of basically anything you could possibly need to know in the Guilty Gear universe, except the things that it misses. It's mostly there as a companion to the story mode. If you don't know what the fuck is going on, you can pause it and take a look through the big old textbook. Exert is definitely the more interesting one because it has a lot of random junk that's mentioned for like 1 or 2 lines. Strive tried to kind of condense it a good bit and remove things like characters and places that only showed up in the novels and aren't relevant anymore. Stages that obviously didn't return for Strive or just whatever they felt like. Exert has 422 entries and Strive has 377 at the time of this recording. I'm gonna list a series of things that do not have a GG World entry and then a list of things that do. Does not have a GG World entry in either game. All of the Strive stages, if you do not count the Japan exclusive calendar that has lore for all the stages that the game launched with, translation is on the Guilty Gear wiki. Happy Chaos's car and gun that were barely named anywhere else. UMA's, the thing that Goldlewis's entire character is based around. Mini Faust. 2Cave, a guy that is a villain for an entire chapter of Excert's story mode, and Daisuke has said he personally wants to see him return. He does not have a GG World entry. Iori, the guy that answer calls on the phone for like 4 lines. Malcolm Myers, the guy that got the April Fool's announcement and is a voice character with several lines in Strive story mode. The M, the little tiny guy that's Haehyun's butler or whatever. All of these characters probably seem like weird things to single out as not having GG World entries, but stay with me. Abraham Lincoln, who is mentioned by name twice in Strive story mode. Mexico, which is a very important plot point in Strive story mode, that's not in there. Okay. Does have a GG World entry. Guinness World Records. Alcatraz mentioned 1 time in Strive story mode. Climate control. Writing instruments. I would like to point this one out in particular as it says that mechanical pencils are a luxury for the elite. It also says that the Illyrian government controls how much paper is produced per year. Beaver scent pouches. Womanhood, Pudding, Double Burger, Alyssa, Alexis, Anders, Ian, Neo, Ellsworth, Trey, Bion, Marco, and Randy. All of these motherfuckers are more important in Daisuke's eyes than Abraham Lincoln. The Ordovician mass extinction event, the Devonin mass extinction event, the Permian mass extinction event, the Triassic mass extinction event, and the Crustacean mass extinction event. These, along with the Big 5, which just explains the rest of the 5 previous entries. Okay, sure. That means that the series timeline page on the wiki starts with 4 billion BC, life first appears on Earth. This beats the JoJo wiki, which only goes back to 300 million years. Hashtag owned. Also, all of these entries are full of spelling error. Some fucking intern translating this game was just at 3 AM and had to fucking talk about the Ordovician mass extinction event. Okay, that's enough for now. I have to go and watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners apparently. Goodbye, y'all. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm actually doing an ending ramble this time. I hope you've been enjoying these past couple videos I've put out. They've been very fun to make. Essentially, to cut to the chase, I'm opening a Ko-fi account, or Ko-fi. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially like Patreon, but it's not a monthly charge. I don't feel comfortable charging monthly when, like, let's be honest, I'm not putting out a video every month. I think putting time limits on the videos kind of hurts everyone in the end. Yeah, but basically, I've been enjoying doing YouTube a lot more since I've hired an editor. They've done a fantastic job. It makes the workload a lot more manageable for me. I don't have to put in, you know, like dozens and dozens of hours of work into a single video. Now it's more like, you know, a single dozen hours of work. The YouTube algorithm is very tricky, and sometimes it works out great and other times it does not. I'd much rather just gamble with, you know, the raw cash than, you know, entire days worth of work to see if I get paid or not, but it is still a gamble, and if you want to help me out and alleviate a bit of that gamble, you can now. Obviously, you do not have to give me anything. I'm not, like, financially struggling There's people out there doing way, way, way worse than me. I am doing fine, mostly. There are no rewards or anything other than my thanks. I'm going to college, and whenever I did try to get videos out last year during college, I just kind of ended up hating myself and the video. They kind of sucked. But now that I have an editor, and I don't want to promise anything, but it seems far more likely that I can get something out during the school year and not want to die so much. I've had, you know, I've had I'd say I'd have fun being a sort of niche internet micro-celebrity, within limits, of course. I've seen my name pop up in a lot of places that I wouldn't expect, and a lot of people have gotten into Guilty Gear because of my silly little videos, and people have gone and checked out things that I've talked about, and I think that's really, really cool. And it is nice, it is really nice to have that bit of affirmation of like, hey, I like that thing you made, it's very nice. If these videos have meant enough for you that you want to throw some real money towards them, if you can afford it obviously, that would mean a lot to me, thank you. I've been learning to code and draw a bit, so I hope one day I can make even better stuff that's not even on YouTube. So yeah, the Ko-Fi is in the description. Again, you don't have to give anything. There's no rewards. I'm not like keeping anything hostage until I get enough money. This is simply if you want to help me out a bit. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful everything. Goodbye.